All right, back out here live in Fort Lauderdale outside the courthouse, 9:30 this morning. A hearing is set for the accused gunman, Nikolas Cruz, in a courtroom directly behind me here. Now, it is in the hearing this morning at 9:30 that Cruz is expected to plead guilty to all charges in what was the deadliest shooting in American history. February 14, 2018, it's a day that we all know well now. Cruz took an Uber to Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School there in Parkland, carrying a black duffel bag. That's when he assembled his AR-15 rifle in a stairwell and opened fire in the freshman building. Cruz is now accused of killing 14 students and 3 staff members and injuring 17 more people that day. Cruz is charged with 17 counts of premeditated murder, 17 counts of attempted murder, and we learned that Cruz would plead guilty to these charges at a hearing that just happened last Friday. That's when his lawyer announced that his client intended to enter a change of plea in the shooting case, as well as that separate battery case. Now, I want to go to our reporter, Josie Carbonari, because she's also live outside the courthouse with me this morning. Josie, you were there in the hearing for that battery case. Of course, we're anticipating the guilty pleas as well for the homicide case today. Get us caught up to speed on both these cases and where this stands.
Well, Mark, initially on Friday, we weren't expecting him to plead guilty on that battery case, but the judge said those charges would need to be addressed first before they could move forward with the plea regarding the Parkland school shooting murder charges. Now, Nikolas Cruz wasn't initially in the courtroom while this is all being discussed. She asked his attorneys to go ahead and bring him in. When he came in, he was very quiet and cooperating, but at one point he did tell the judge that he was nervous. Now, Cruz ended up pleading guilty to all 4 counts on the battery case he had for attacking a jail guard back in November of 2018. That entire incident was caught on surveillance video. Now, he'll be sentenced to that battery case today, and he faces up to 15 years in prison for that. Reporting from Broward County, Josie Carbonari, WPBF 25 News.
Josie, thank you so much. So as Josie was just telling you right there, the decision to enter that change of plea came as a surprise to many last week. Now, we went to a criminal defense attorney who is not connected to this case, keep in mind, and he tells us that Cruz's legal team clearly sees an advantage in entering that guilty plea in the separate battery case. He's calling it a calculated move by his attorneys to now try and avoid the death penalty.
He's trying to spare his life, and the only way he can do that is by taking responsibility and not putting all these poor people through a horrible trial.
Now, if the judge accepts a guilty plea today, there would then be the penalty phase, and that would happen in the coming months. That's when a 12-person jury would recommend to the judge whether Cruz should be sentenced to life in prison or the death penalty. Now, if the jury does decide against the death penalty, there is essentially nothing the judge can do to override that decision. However, a second option, if the jury decides to sentence Cruz to death, the judge can step in and has the power to sentence him to life in prison instead. Now, keep in mind the jury's decision has to be unanimous in order to enact the death penalty.
It only takes one, and if they're hung, then it becomes life by operation of law. So really, the defense will be just hoping, just give me one, just give me 2.
To just sway 1 or 2 jurors, that could be all the difference whether Cruz gets life or death. Now, one thing we can say for sure about the Parkland shooting is that this tragedy sparked a true movement. Students who survived the 2018 shooting quickly transformed into activists. In fact, just a month after the shooting, remember, they organized that massive March for Our Lives rally in our nation's capital, drawing 200,000 people there to speak out about gun violence and call on Congress to pass stricter gun laws in this country. Now, the calls for change also reaching our state capitol in the last few years. In the year after the shooting, the legislature passed the Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School Public Safety Act, making a number of changes. A part of that, every public school in our state now has to have at least one law enforcement officer there on the campus. Also, you might remember the Fortify FL app. That was created and introduced after the shooting because it allows someone to essentially anonymously report any kind of threat, any kind of suspicious behavior directly to law enforcement. And of course, mental health was an enormous discussion after this shooting. It was addressed as well when students now 6th through 12th grade are required in the state of Florida to have 5 hours of mental health related lessons each and every year. And of course, we will be covering the trial, but among those watching every step of the way very, very closely, the families of those 17 victims lost that day. Many of them telling us in the past few years that it has simply taken too long to get to where we are today. Coming up in just a few minutes, we're going to talk about how they are preparing as well, mentally, emotionally, what's next for these families after today's hearing. That's coming up both at 6:30 as well. I'm Mark Kelly, live outside the courthouse in Broward County. Aaron, Gianna, I'm going to send it back to you in the studio.
And Mark, thank you. Of course, this will bring a lot of emotions to the table again today. Mark, thank you. As Mark mentioned, that hearing for Nikolas Cruz gets underway at 9:30 this morning. And once it does begin, we're going to stream it for you live on air and on our WPBF 25 News app. You can also watch it on WPBF.com and on our Facebook page.